Happy New Year. So what's up? It is your Chic Mortgage Millennial coming to you with a video about some mortgage things. Well, technically it's not really about mortgage things. We're going to be talking about real estate today. So this review is delayed but not denied. Alright, so I have been saying that I have wanted to do looking down at my phone, I wanted to do a review on Selling Sunset since I watched it, and you know, I just have so much that I just want to say. And shout out to my new setup. I don't know, I just kind of made like a vision board wall, and I was like, you know what, this will be a nice little setup for me to do my YouTube videos. So as I get things and they inspire me, I'm going to put it on my wall. So hopefully you all like the change of scenery, and Happy New Year. All right, so I'm trying to get up my notes because I've been wanting to do this video and I just have not had time, trying to wrap up the new year, close loans. It's always busy the beginning of the year and the end of the year, because the end of the year everyone is trying to do everything that they wanted to do in 2020 within the last few weeks. So that means closings, pre-approvals, all of the above. And then the first of the year, everyone has their New Year's resolution. So if they ever thought about refinancing or purchasing or anything, they're gonna come to you in the beginning of the year. So this is kind of a interesting space to be in the mortgage industry and to be in real estate, because you're either tying up loose ends or trying to hurry up and say, this is gonna be my year. I'm gonna buy a house this year. And we're dealing with that. Let's get to Selling Tampa. Did I say Selling Sunset before? I always get them mixed up, but Selling Tampa. Now, I have so much that I want to say about this topic, because I was, and I still am, I was so excited when I found out that they were doing Selling Tampa, because I've been watching all seasons of Selling Sunset. And Selling Sunset, I love it because it's about real estate. It's my life, you know. Well, it's not my life, but I like to dream about, you know, those luxury homes, those you know, large commissions. Just like, yeah, that's me in another life. I'm gonna be doing luxury. I love Selling Tampa, and I don't know why y'all did not, but we're gonna get to that. Selling Tampa is about black women who are in real estate. It's following a black brokerage, whereas Selling Sunset is following brokerage is owned by two male twins, and he has all women working for him. Sunset has drama, real estate, all of the above, and Selling Tampa basically represented. I feel like it represented, you know, for black women in real estate. Before I get into my views on how people feel about Selling Tampa, I did make some notes about some of the things that I took away from it or wanted to discuss. I don't remember the women, their names, but please forgive me. This house sells itself. I think her name was Alexis or Alex. This house sells itself, it just really killed me, because, you know, there are some people who do feel like that. Like, they feel like, oh yeah, the house sells itself, like I don't need to know anything. All I need to do is be cute and take real estate pictures, and, you know, once I post my pictures, people are going to want me to show them a house. And sometimes real estate is looked at like it's all about photo shoots, it's all about glam, it's all about designer bags. And the people who are closing deals will understand that, no, we work hard. Like, outside of the heels, if that's what they choose to wear, outside of the makeup, the weave, the designer bags, like, you have to know your stuff. You have to know contracts, you have to know homes, you have to know ins and outs and aspects of appraisals, because you are selling the home. You are helping this person buy the home. So having a whole "this house sells itself" mentality, I feel like people were upset with it, but it was a true reflection of these new real estate agents, because I see it all the time. Like, I'm a loan officer, and people, because I am, you know, younger, we all know that the mortgage industry is primarily dominated by, you know. So I do get with a lot of people who are like, oh my goodness, you know, I really want to work with you. You seem so relatable, all of those fun things, but they don't know anything about real estate. And it's just like, I mean, did you pass your test or did somebody else pass it for you? You know, and I never want to make anybody feel like you have to know everything, because you don't have to know everything. But as long as you're trying to learn, trying to seek understanding, you will grow. You're not going to come out of like the gate swinging like, oh yeah, because the hardwood floors and the this and the that. You're not going to know that. But once you have that mentality and she's the one that's saying, the house sells itself, you really look dumb as a stack of bricks. And I hope that she uses this and learns from it. And I hope that other people who kind of have that mentality, like, I don't need to educate myself, I don't need to focus on continuing education, I just do it because I'm trying to get my required hours. Like, if you are interested in real estate or the mortgage industry, you really need to nerd out and learn your stuff, learn your craft. Like, if you ask me anything about mortgages, if I get into a deep mortgage conversation, people should be looking at you like, are they speaking another language? Because I don't even know what they're saying. People want to feel like they're learning from you. So when, I don't remember their names, but the other girl, I really liked her. She was like, you know, she was mocking her and she said, yeah, you know, the grass is green and the sky is blue. It's like, you want to break it down for your clients, but you don't want to seem like hooked on phonics for homes. So no, the house never sells itself. You have to sell the house, and you have to be able to market yourself and this home that you're showing. Don't ever do that again. All of you new agents, please learn from it. Real estate is more than putting on a realtor pin and taking a photo shoot. So that was my first takeaway. Another takeaway was about, I hate that I do not, I'm about to look up the cast really quickly because I really want to know their names. But that's what happens. That's what happens when you binge watch a show like in a day, like character development, you know. I'm not gonna learn everybody's names in one day. Shout out to Google. And if I keep saying Selling Sunset and Selling Tampa, like, don't judge me. Okay, so I was right. The first girl's name was Alexis. So Rena, yes. So Rena, she done went and got her brokerage license, and you know, she's trying to, I feel like she's trying to level up. You know, if you see something, she had an attorney or lawyer background, so that type of mindset that she has, like, she's already going to be the type to investigate, like, no, this has to make sense, what's the legal aspect of it. So I feel like with her and her background coming from that, it would make sense that, you know, she doesn't like something, she's going to figure out, okay, what can I do to better my situation. I don't think that there was anything wrong with her trying to get her brokerage license. And most of the time, if you're working with someone, they typically want to see you grow. So you can be an associate broker working with a broker. Eventually, you may want to branch off and do your own thing. Was it shady? I don't think her pursuing it or not necessarily telling Sherelle that she wanted to get her brokerage license, I don't think that that was shady, because sometimes you just want to hold your head down and work, see if this works. Am I going to be able to pass this test? You know, can I do it? And then once you do it, you might be more open to having a conversation. But letting people know your plans before you actually achieve them, everybody doesn't want to have everyone in their business. So I don't think that that was wrong. Now, as far as her going to her top agents and, you know, trying to see, I know that you two are basically the only ones helping this brokerage make money, come join my brokerage. That was kind of shady, but all's fair in business, honestly. And you might not agree with what everyone does, but people do a lot of shady things in real estate. It's the shady Brady bunch. So if that was a situation, I believe that everyone still would have been able to build a bridge and get over it, because there may be situations where you come across this person's name on a contract, you don't ever want to hold malice towards anyone. People are going to make the best decision for them at all times. It was interesting, but people do level up. Let's say if I'm in a situation and I'm trying to get to the next level, I've worked with people who I have great relationships with, but I've left companies, and I'm not going to tell you that I'm about to leave the company because I don't want you to throw salt on my game. So once I have everything aligned, then you're gonna do your grand reveal, like, hey, this is what I'm doing, not, hey, this is what I'm about to do, so you can create roadblocks while I'm trying to do it. Another thing that I took a note of on Selling Tampa was that, you know, they're following their journey basically 1 year after opening up a brokerage. So I saw that a lot of people had issues with that because it gives the perception like you ladies are representing us in real estate and you only have 1 year experience. But I feel like you can take it or you can leave it. Like everything has to start somewhere, you know, and for them to be the first Black real estate brokerage televised on Netflix, I don't even know if there's another show. Y'all, first of all, you all did not give Love and Listings that was on VH1 the time of day. And I'm mad at y'all for that still. Yes, it was kind of a little bootleg real estate show, but anything that has to do with real estate and people that look like me, I'm gonna watch and I'm gonna support. Love and Listings came out, I didn't really hear people talking about it. So now these people, they got the opportunity to be televised. Yes, she's only owned the brokerage for 1 year. We don't know how long they've been doing real estate. Just support. It takes a lot being the first, you know. And I saw so many people online in real estate groups. I'm gonna get on y'all, but it wasn't necessarily the people who weren't in real estate. It was the people who are in real estate who were just so upset, like, oh, these people, they don't even have any experience. They've just started doing real estate. Someone could be doing real estate for 10 years and someone could be doing real estate for 1 year. The measurement of success is their monthly volume, is their yearly volume. What did they do? It's so many people who've been doing real estate longer than probably these women talking the most junk about the show, and I don't see them looking at you for a show. You know, so don't hate. Don't be a hater. Don't be a hater. Don't hate on the first. Like, congratulate these women. They're celebrating their success after 1 year being a part of Allure Realty. Everything has to start somewhere. And if Netflix saw something in them in order to follow, we need to support that because it gives room for the next show and the next show and the next show. We don't know if it had something to do with her being affiliated with Ocho Cinco. We don't know. Or she could have just made the connections. The thing about it, the good thing, is that they made it on Netflix. And I feel like we need to applaud that more than talk about it or talk down about it, because it just sounds like y'all are haters. And most of the people who are talking junk are trying to figure out ways to grow their business. All right, so the next thing that I want to talk about is the $3 to $4 million offer on a $9 million house. So that was very interesting. People were like, oh, don't waste time putting in that offer. And I can understand, because I mean, today's market, it is competitive. We do want to set realistic expectations, but I feel like that was more so because they're filming a show. You know, we need to be able to follow these people. That was Annie, or is it Ann? Again, I binge watched the show. I will know their names by the second season, but it's the first season. She had someone who had the money to put in an offer, and this was one of the main real estate deals of the show. I mean, really didn't have, they had to work with what they had, okay? It's the first. And it's also harder being a Black woman in real estate. So, give them time, give them grace. But yeah, this person that wanted to make a $3 million offer brought it up to $4 million or whatever amount. And Sherelle felt like it was insulting because it's like, I'm not going to go to my sellers with this offer and you're basically lowballing them. Was the house worth $9 million? Was it not? I feel like that opportunity would have they talked about it a little bit, basically saying, well, the house, is it really worth $9 million? That could have been an educational moment for the viewers, because typically when you're listing a property, you're gonna have what's called comps. Comps are gonna be similar or houses that kind of fit the description and have sold recently in that area. There should be comps to support why this house is listed for $9 million. And if they felt like the house was not worth $9 million, then maybe having a conversation between the realtor and her broker and saying, you know, here are some comps that justify this offer. I just think it could have been a deeper conversation, but it is something that does happen. Sometimes people wonder why their offer isn't getting accepted. You know, they're trying to put in lowball offers. You want to be reasonable, especially if you're trying to purchase in this competitive market. So I did like that that was kind of brought up, but of course it's a show, so they're not going to be able to go into depth about every single aspect of real estate. But I think that that was a good conversation, because you do want to put your best offer on the table if you're serious about purchasing the house. Now, if you're just trying to get TV time and trying to help this girl, you know, you're an investor. He said that he, you know, invests in certain things and I guess gets money from others in order to finance his investment projects. Have a conversation as to why. She said that she was going to go back out there and give him a tour to let him know that this house is justified. I feel like if they would have showed more of the conversation as to why he did bring his price up a little, he didn't bring it up a lot, but versus real estate is just more than showing a house. As the show continues to grow, I know that we'll be able to see that more, but again, I'm not downing it. These are just points that I feel like would help clear up for the viewers who maybe didn't understand what was going on. All right, so I'm back. I'm gonna be swapping out my batteries because I did not charge this and I really wanted to make this video. You're not here to hang your license. Now, Sherelle, I feel you on that. Hanging your license, that basically means when someone is not necessarily full-time producing, not really meeting a certain metric per month. They're just like, hey, if I get a deal, I get a deal. If I don't, I don't. I'm a real estate agent. And that is something also in the mortgage industry. Hang your license. So you have to be sponsored by a broker if you're in real estate, or on the lending side, on the mortgage side, you have to be sponsored by a lender. And that means hanging your license, or your license NMLS number, or your real estate ID is linked to a specific brokerage during a piece of time, or during a period of time. During that period of time, your broker is basically responsible for your real estate activities. Same thing with the lending side. So they're taking on the risk. If anything happens, you know, your broker is tied to you. Same thing with the lender. Now, there are lenders out there, because I'm a mortgage professional, I'm speaking on the lending side right now, that they're not looking for loan officers who just want to hang their license somewhere and close a deal, you don't close a deal. I've worked with people on both sides. I worked with situations where I wasn't really active. Maybe it's like, okay, if I close a deal, especially when I first started out and I was still trying to work for corporate and do mortgages on the side. It was my side hustle. I'm in my young 20s. If I close a deal, I do. If I don't, I don't. This and that. Like, during that time, I wanted to make sure that I was working with someone who wasn't going to be on me. Like, don't ask me what I'm doing every day. And still, I'm still like that, but they don't have to ask me because they see the work, they see applications, they see contracts coming in. But I always want to put myself in a situation where wherever I go, don't track my day-to-day activities, because this is basically being self-employed. So hanging your license with someone, you really have to be strategic, because technically you can have someone with more managerial style role, but you are, in most cases, an independent worker, independent contractor. I tell people, if you have a license, you're self-employed, because no one is going to give you business and no one can take your business away from you. you have to go out there and grind for everything that you do. But there are some people that are looking for places where they can hang their license. That's, if I do a deal, I do it. If I don't, I don't. Everyone lives, because at the end of the day, if I don't make money, that's on me. But brokers, specifically Cheryl, she's like, or Sherelle, she's like, look, I'm not looking for anyone who's here to hang your license. I need producing employees. And not employees. Whew, let me not call them employees. But I need producing real estate agents or realtors who are going to bring in business. Especially if she's in a situation where she's trying to brand herself in Allure Realty. She wants it to be a top line luxury real estate office. She has pictures that she's promoting with you all. People are going to look at her brokerage and say, hey, are the people that she's working with, are they good? Like, tell me the tea. If you're trying to build and grow your brand and know that, hey, any real estate agent that you use in my office, we close deals, we're gonna get it done. And I feel like that's more so what she meant when she's like, I'm not looking for anybody who's trying to hang their license. Like, at the end of the day, don't use my name if you are not going to do good work. Another thing that people had an issue with was they felt like she had a militant management style. And honestly, in real estate and in the mortgage industry, it's very cutthroat. Like, it's not for the weak, because you have to be able to say what you feel, what's on your mind, in order to get your deal to the closing table. And it can't be a situation where you're like, oh, I really want to say this, but I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. So I just feel like she's very transparent. And that is honestly how it is. The more that you grow in this industry, you'll be able to see and understand it's not about feelings. We're not in the business of customer service. We're in the business of trying to close deals efficiently, effectively, all of the above for our clients. The last one that I want to share is, you haven't made one post on social media. So I thought that that was funny, because the girl was like trying to find buyers for one of the properties, and it's just like, you haven't made a post on social media. You said that you want to do this. You were given this opportunity, and you're wondering why you're not getting clients. Social media is a major tool and a major platform when it comes to real estate and in the mortgage industry. You have something where you can market yourself. Like, before I started my real estate or my mortgage social media, 2020, I think. Yeah, 2020. And before then, I wasn't in the mindset. Everything was like face to face. It was all about, okay, get some agents, people know what you do, you know, post on your personal. But real estate, especially in today's market, has become a brand. You have people who follow you. They know how to find real estate agents. They're gonna go look at hashtags. Like, it's just different. It's more advanced. Real estate has evolved. So you have to get up with the times. Like, people, don't wait for people to come to you. You have to put the information out there, and it's a hustle. You gotta hustle. So if you haven't made a post on social media, don't sit there and wonder, why am I not getting clients? Why aren't people coming to me to buy a house? You have TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Like, there's no reason that you should be cold calling. I've never cold called in my life. Never. Never since I've gotten my license. And we're entering year 11. But that's just not my personality. Like, I hate cold calls. Every time I see an unknown number, so I have two phones. When I see an unknown number on my money phone, I'm like, okay, cool, somebody's calling for real estate. When I see an unknown number on my personal phone, I'm just like, what you want? Because, you know, it's what do you want? Why, who's calling me that I don't know? And that is the way that a lot of people are. So these calls that we get, I get them too. Hey, I'm calling to see if you would be interested in accepting a cash offer for your home. No, I'm not. I don't know you. Who are you? That is just something that was really funny to me. But overall, I think that the show was really good. I look forward to a season 2. I do want to get to the naysayers and all of the people that had something bad to say about how there wasn't enough real estate or it was catty. It's a reality show. You all, if you wanted to watch something positive, you'll watch Sundays on OWN, and you probably don't. So being that this is a Netflix series following Selling Sunset, which is catty, yes, they have more real estate, but you have to think about it. I'm just gonna call a thing a thing. These women, they have access to an entire different market. Black women may not have access to that same thing. So they have to work harder to try to, one, get clients who qualify for luxury homes. That's a whole nother thing. Two, you have to get clients who are willing to open their doors and allow you to put them on TV. And three, you have to find interesting women. Now, if you're somebody like me, I don't do photo shoots. I don't do all of that extra stuff. Like, I want to do it so bad, but that's just not my personality. I don't wake up and be like, oh, let me see, what is the next photo shoot that I should plan? Oh, let me see, what's the next designer clothes? Like, that's just never been me. But I hold my head down and I work. And because of that, I'm a great loan officer. There are people in real estate. They don't have to show the glitz and the glam, and they do good work. You have to find balance. You have to find entertaining women that people are going to watch, and this is the first. Give it time for growth. Give it time for character development. As you can see, I had to look up most of the women's names, and I apologize because I probably said your names incorrectly or wrong, but this is the first season. I'm just very disappointed in all of the backlash that's been received about the show, because it is the first. And instead of having conversations about the show, respectful conversations, I just think that it's sad that it's mostly people in real estate who are bashing and have negative things to say to the show, about the show. But I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna continue to watch it. If they come out with the second season, anything that has to do with real estate and black women, I'm gonna support and I'm gonna watch it. And I'm also going to watch Ladies Who List Atlanta, because I'm in Atlanta and I can't wait to see those women. I'm thinking about doing reviews for that show. I did one review because everyone binge watched Selling Tampa, but since this next show is going to be on OWN and come out weekly, I think it would be cool for me to do kind of weekly reviews. But y'all know how I am with these YouTube videos, so I don't want to make any promises, but it is something that I'm considering. So hopefully you liked my review of Selling Tampa, and I really love that black women in real estate is starting to be a thing. Amen. And we can start seeing representation, because representation does matter. And speaking of that, for anyone who is in the mortgage industry, I did start a group. I started it middle of last year, but I opened it up and changed the platform. Melanin Mortgage Queens. It is a group for black women in the mortgage industry to connect and talk about mortgages on a deeper level. So I'm really excited about that. Stay tuned. I'll probably try to do a video just talking about that, because I get so many videos and I get so many inquiries and questions from black women like, oh my goodness, I love your videos, I love what you do, you inspire me to get into the real estate industry, you inspired me to get into mortgages. But there is a barrier of entry, because there's so much information that you have to know to be a successful mortgage loan originator. So I'm excited about that, and Happy New Year. Hopefully you like this review, and I'll come back to talk to you about mortgage things on another time.